What's up, everybody? Episode 44 of The Shift. Whether you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Google, blah, 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 whether you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate all of you as we roll in right here to episode 44 with my guy, Nick Earnshaw, always doing his dance moves with the arms. I appreciate him. What's up, my guy? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Look at you. Dude, so great. It was a good week, good week. We're here. We're on a Sunday night. We're chilling. We're relaxing. We're talking some baseball. How could I not be excited? By the way, new hat.
I love that hat.
New hat.
I love the powder blues.
New.
You know I love the powder blues.
You know who gave it to me? You know who gave it to me, Fred? Who? My number one Valentine, my mother. For Valentine's Day.
That's sweet.
She got me the Phillies hat. Number one Valentine, of course.
That's sweet. So, we're both single men, so I think yes.
Bachelors.
Yes, we are bachelors. We're not about to do what do they do for Travis Kelce? By the way, do you know that Travis Kelce had like a TV show
reality
like 5 years ago?
Yeah. I knew. You didn't know that?
We're about to do that for The Shift?
No. We are not doing that for the Shift. You want to do Shift reality show? Oh, I don't know if anyone wants to follow our lives.
The Bachelor, the Bachelors.
Oh, they don't want to see us spitting
TikTok,
game.
IG.
They don't want to see us sliding in DMs, spitting game.
God, don't say that. I was never good with that, bud. I don't do good with sliding in DMs. I don't do good.
No, neither have I.
Embarrassing stuff.
Oh man,
it's all right. Thanks, two of us.
We need 2 weeks. We need 2 weeks of the show, and it'll be canceled.
We need 2 weeks of free agency windows.
We do.
Oh my God, Rob Manfred sucks. I'm so glad he finally decided. Wow, what's Rob Manfred's going to say to me? He's not going to say anything. Let's be honest. I'm just putting it on a silver platter for him to look at and say, look, I'm going to look at myself. Because you can look at yourself in a silver platter and you can see your reflection probably, right? Rob Manfred's I'm going to give him that silver platter. He's going to look at himself in that reflection. He's going to say, I sucked as baseball commissioner.
All right.
In 2029, when I'm 34, I guess, right? I'll be 34 in 2029. I'm going to give, I know, old as hell. And you're going to relax. You're going to be like 27, right? Relax. You're going to be in your late 20s, bro.
I'll be 28, 29. I'll be 28, 29.
Ooh.
I'll be how old you are now. How about that?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, anyway,
it's a long
I don't even know
away.
what I was trying to get at here. Rob Manfred's going to be looking at that reflection saying, what do you think he's going to be saying? That's a great question. We're actually going to get into that in a little bit. That's a tease. We're going to get into Rob Manfred and the 2029, him announcing that he was going to retire. Like, congratulations, bro. Like, no one actually cares.
His farewell tour. His farewell tour.
His farewell tour. My God. God bless. God bless Major League Baseball. We'll get into spring training storylines, and then I want to ask you about this top 100 prospect list. And then, actually, lastly, we have a new segment, not baseball related. Look forward to it. Okay? So, for our listeners and viewers that have been watching and listening, we appreciate you. We have a new segment coming up. We have done non-baseball related stuff in the past, but we're going to try to do a little more of that as we go forward. So let's talk about this first, because you sent this to me, Nick. This actually, I actually saw this for the first time today. So this was new word to me. Possibly Rob Manfred wanting a 2-week free agency window.
Yes.
In December for the future, I guess, right? For the future. Where basically sometime in December, there would be a deadline for free agents to sign. Now, who knows what would happen after that? I don't know. That's what we're here to talk about, I guess, to a certain extent. I'll just start here, Nick. I think it's a good starting point. I don't think I would want the deadline to be in December. I would still like it to roll out a little bit. I think that there's some fun to hot stove. I think you can extend that a little farther to like mid-January. Not quite close to too close to spring training, but not December. You know what I mean? So I think closer to like when, the Hall of Fame. Well, I guess there's Hall of Fame season too. I didn't really necessarily think about that. But maybe early January, maybe like New Year's, you have the deadline. Because I think at the point we're at right now, Nick, I think the fact that Cody Bellinger, Jordan Montgomery, Matt Chapman, and Blake Snell still not having the reigning Cy Young Award winner. God damn it! Excuse my language. The fact that the National League Cy Young Award winner, now 2-time Cy Young Award winner, does not have a team right now, is not on a team. It's not good. I'm burnout here, man. I'm not going to say burnout, but I'm a little burnout because we have talked about a few of these guys here, man, since like November. And I'm being a little selfish here because of the podcast, but I'm also being selfish as a baseball fan. I feel like I'm speaking for a lot of baseball fans in that we want these guys to be on a team. Like, this is stupid at this point. It's like sign, man. Like, so I am in favor for a deadline. I don't know about early December. I think that's too early. Personally, I would like something in January. I would like kind of an extended window, but not too short of a window. But at this point right now, I think having, Matt Chapman, one of the best third basemen in baseball, Blake Snell, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Montgomery was one of the biggest pitchers on that World Series team last year for Texas, and Cody Bellinger, former MVP, has a bounce back year for the Cubs. These are big names. I want them to be on a team by now. It's too late, man. So what's your read on this? What are you feeling about this? By the way, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but it's nice to talk about here that potentially may ever could. But yeah, you know what I mean.
So here's the quote from Rob Manfred. We would prefer to have a free agency signing period, ideally in December with a deadline. And you have prefaced now to start the show that you are not on board with a December deadline. You don't want it to happen in early December.
Too close to my birthday.
I think it's a great idea to have it then. I look at it this way, right? You have it in early December. It's the holiday season, Francisco. You have all the new teams signing new players, right? The big name players. New jerseys need to be sold. Perfect time to sell jerseys during this holiday season. They're ready to go around that time. I think it's perfect. It creates buzz for Major League Baseball. People are going to want the new jersey for the new player, the new team. I think it's a good marketing strategy as well, if you look at it from that perspective. That's why I like it in December. I think it gives it enough time after the season ends in early November, about a month. I think that's fine. I think it's okay. And we got to speed up the process here because it's dragging on. And having these big names not signed till late and dragging out the negotiations, you cut it off, everyone's going to be signed, ready to go, and everybody be in for spring training. And it'll create a buzz around the holiday season. That's why I like it. I think it's a great idea. And I think going into our next discussion about Rob Manfred, this could help his legacy a little bit more. Not that there's much there anyway. That's a great legacy anyway, but it could put a little bit of a positive spin on it, right? So I like the idea of having a free agency period deadline. Maybe you go 3 weeks. Maybe you extend it a little bit. The problem with this is that the Players Association, they're not on board with any of the proposals Major League Baseball has given them. So that the players aren't on board with this. They don't want to be on board with it.
Yeah, Manfred's mentioned that he's brought this up in the past, and that was not warmly well received. And I get it from the player side, but just because the players don't feel that way doesn't mean that's good for the game.
No, I think I'm on. Listen, usually I think me and you are on the players' side for the most part. In this case, I think we're on Major League Baseball's side because the fact you're having these top guys still not signing and the negotiations just drag out for months and months and months. It's gotta end somewhere, right? Like it's gotta end somewhere. And I think it would kind of be more of a 21st century idea to have a deadline and have a free agency period. And I think it makes sense. It makes total sense for where Major League Baseball is at right now. They're shifting a lot of things with the game itself. Why not make some tinkers to the offseason? I think this would be a great idea. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll ever get implemented. Maybe not in the next 5 years, maybe not in the next 10. But I think it's an idea that the Players Association should look at. Obviously, they think they might lose out on some money. If the negotiations aren't allowed to extend past a certain period. But I like the idea. I think it should happen. Got to get the players on board, though. Don't know how realistic it'll be, though.
Yeah, it's just the problem is I get the players' side. I just do. Like I totally get it. They want to get their money. They want to get what they feel like they're worth. I get it, but look, man, we're trying to grow the game. We're trying to improve it where we can. So Rob Manfred actually, expressing some positive things here that we don't normally,
We
hear
agree.
him.
We agree. Look at us.
Rob, it's so nice. You still suck, but
Valentine's Day was
Rob.
just this week, right?
Yeah, it gets farther and farther away as we move along. Into the meat and potatoes. As Blake Snell is probably eating some, I don't know what he's eating over there. Snellzilla down in Florida. No, he's not in Florida anymore. I don't know where he's at. Either way, that was a horrible transition into the meat and potatoes. But
great
here we are.
Transition by you. I think it was great. I loved it. I loved it.
It was pretty bad. It was okay. It was not one of my better ones. Look, I have my system, my scale of my transitions, and that wasn't there.
Wasn't it?
Nah, it wasn't. Do you want to transition? I'll let you transition. Go ahead.
I'll transition into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
All right,
whoa, that's a little too high. That's a little too high. Maybe I should do it. Just kidding.
Well, you didn't have enough energy in your transition, so I was trying to bring you back.
Well, I don't just randomly have crazy energy just because I feel like it. It's got to happen naturally.
I had some H2O and it exerted. All right.
Who calls it H2O, dude? No one calls it H2O.
I do. Weird. Okay. All right.
Look, I got some agua right here. Agua.
You
know, are you good with Spanish?
I got past it in college.
I got past it. Los zapatos. I saw you posting TikToks about your shoes.
I did. I don't have them with me now. They're in the car right now. They hurt. Not a fan. Right now, I got to get another new pair. Anyway, so. We've talked about this. Anyway, all right, back to the meat and potatoes. Let's get back on track.
Come on, man. Right, this is me testing you. You got to get through the transition. Come on.
Going off track. All right, we got to talk about a few things here in the meat and potatoes. First of all, I had a baked potato for dinner tonight and a steak. So I had my meat and potatoes today. Let's get into it. Rob Manfred.
Are you old to say potatoes? What? You said potatoes? Is that what you said?
Hey, potatoes.
Yeah, what are you, like 90? You sound like the 30-year-old. I sound like the 23-year-old.
Yeah, listen, I have been called an old soul plenty of times.
It's not a good thing. Not a good thing.
What do you mean it's not a good thing?
It's not a good thing. Oh, yeah, you're getting all uptight. Nah, it's not a good thing, bro.
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a fantastic thing.
I'm just going to leave you with that. Go ahead and talk about another old man like yourself, Rob Manfred.
All right, yeah, Rob Manfred. So Rob Manfred hinted that he is going to be leaving at the end of his 5-year term as commissioner in 2029 will be it for Mr. Manfred. Francisco, got to ask you, do you think he will be up? Do you think, because things change over time, right? Do you think he'll be up at 29? Like he'll be done. This is going to be it for him. Like it was kind of a soft launch saying, hey, I'm retiring here. Well, it wasn't like a hard launch. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. It was like more of a soft launch that, hey, I'm out after my 5-year term. See ya. Peace. What do you think?
I think it's good news. I don't think it's great news. Great news would have been like, all right, like realistically, I'm going to go this year and then 2025 and then I'm done. Like I'm done. Mm-hmm. But he decides 2029 is his last year. Fine. All this does is give us time to talk about your crappy legacy that you've had the last 5 years. But positively talk about what you could do to clean it up by 2029. Maybe not fully clean it up, but you have 5 bad years, then you can have 5 good years, and then you can at least be somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's look at where his legacy is right now, Nick Earnshaw.
Okay.
He's going to be known for being soft on the Astros. It's looked a little better over the years because I think we realized that whatever, every other team has been cheating. Fine. Okay. But at the same time, he was kind of soft on it at the time. Mm-hmm. The new rules. He will definitely be attached in the new rules. The pitch clock, bigger bases, all that stuff. But especially the pitch clock. The pitch clock is the big thing. So he will be attached to the pitch clock last year. He'll be attached to the pitch clock the next 5 years, depending on how long it's here. Or maybe it's permanent. Maybe it's here forever. So pitch clock, I think he's attached to that. I think I do think there's a bit of a positive spin on that more than there is any negativity. I think mostly people are positive with the pitch clock, but I don't think it's a huge thing. I still don't think the pitch clock is going to do wonders for MLB to the point that it's going to be back to the point it was 20 years ago. So that's how I feel about him with the pitch clock. The juice balls thing. Remember, 5 years ago, you had to do it 4 years ago. Juice balls in 2019. Hey, there's always the juice balls. Then there were the dead balls. Then there was this. Then there was the whole thing about Aaron Judge potentially all those balls that he was hitting a couple of years ago. Were like, I don't know. A lot of things with balls here with Rob Manfred.
Juggling a lot of balls here. I got
juggling a lot of balls.
I got
a lot of ball. A lot of balls talk here from Rob Manfred.
No, this is
what do you got?
I got one. I got one for you. We're juggling.
It's just one ball.
Yeah, this is from Joe Blanton, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not a Rob Manfred ball, unfortunately. It's a Bud Selig ball. But continue.
Did Blanton sign that?
No, he threw it up to me when I was younger.
Nice.
What year was that? Younger gent.
What year?
Ooh, 09, I want to say ish.
Prime Joe Blanton. He sucked.
Yeah. hey, 08 legend, man.
Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely an 08 legend. Joe Blanton had some good years here and there. So juice balls with Rob Manfred, some of those balls over those years, and then the lockout a couple of years ago. You had the lockout happen. I think that attaches his name there too. So I think mostly his legacy to this point, and he's not a great speaker either. He gets very choked up. I think he lets the pressure get to him when he's getting booed and stuff like that. You almost kind of do feel bad for him for a little bit.
Right.
But I would say mostly it's been a negative legacy to this point, Nick. So how can he leave his mark on, a good mark on the game? I think is just going forward is maybe having some quotes like this. The first thing we talked about here about the 2-week free agency thing. It's not a big thing, but it's something. Just more like, maybe keep continuing with the new rules, continuing to find new ways to improve the game, help find new, he can't do it all himself, obviously.
Right.
That's why he has Theo Epstein, like Griffey, like in the commissioner's office. He has help, obviously. He can't do it all by himself. But what he can do is show that he's putting forth the effort to make the game, I think, as accessible as possible to the new generation, whether that's playing the game, whether that's watching the game, whether that's going to the game, anything like that. I think just making the game as appealing to new generations of kids and younger people in general, just doing great things like that for the game in the next 5 years. I think he can at least clean up his legacy to a certain extent by 2029. And we're not saying like, oh, Manfred, just a terrible commissioner. So that's where I'm at, Rob Manfred.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head with all of it, right? I mean, the Astros thing gonna be connected to him forever. He was soft on the Astros. He didn't lay down the hammer. He didn't lay down the punishment everyone thought these guys were gonna get. People thought it would be much harsher, and he's been criticized so much for that. I think the handling of the COVID season, another botched thing by him, was not great. They didn't handle the negotiations well to get the season underway when they could have started way earlier than they did. So that was another mishandling of the league by Rob Manfred. There's a lot of negative connotation to him as the commissioner. And, I think we've hit them all for the most part. Of the Oakland A's, another saga that continues, right? Them moving out to Las Vegas, the stadium issue. And did you see what he said in his press conference the other day regarding the Oakland A's? That, they're still a Bay Area team. I'm paraphrasing. Basically, go be a Giants fan. They're still a team in the Bay Area. So, the Giants are still there. So he comes off snarky in his press conferences like you just mentioned. So there's a lot of negative connotation to it. And I think one overarching theme is they've had trouble marketing their stars throughout his tenure. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's under his watch too. They could have done a better job when he first came into office as the commissioner. They could have done and put in place done a better job of marketing their Major League Baseball stars. So that's under his watch too. In 5 years, a lot can happen. A lot can change. Obviously, the pitch clock. I think it was a good thing that'll be attached to his name. I think that'll turn out positive. I know it was met with some pushback at first, but I think as time goes on, that might be looked at as something that was a positive thing for baseball. I don't know what else he's going to be able to do in the next 5 years that'll change his legacy by a ton. I just don't think it's going to happen. Looking at it realistically, he's already kind of made his mark. He's going to be 70 years old by the time 2029 rolls around. So I think it will be it for him in 28, 29, whatever, whenever it ends. But I don't think there's enough he could do to change people's minds and the perception of his tenure as commissioner. Is the game better off when he leaves? I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it is a little bit. I think there's a lot to it. I don't think 5 years will be enough time for him to change his legacy. I just don't see it that way with him. Too many negative things, and the snarkiness and the ego. I think that didn't help him either.
Well, I mean, so I'll throw the name out there that people have been throwing out there for when he leaves. I mean, do you think the game will be better off when Theo Epstein is commissioner?
I don't know. It remains to be seen. Remains to be seen.
You're not a Theo Epstein guy?
I'm not saying I'm a Theo guy or I'm not a Theo guy. I just remains to be seen, right? I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
I
want to go into the next commissioner with a totally open mind, and we'll see what happens. What happens. I don't care who it is. Totally open mind. Let's see where the game goes.
Do you want to be commish?
Yeah. Let me be the commissioner.
Really?
Listen, I would love to be commissioner.
Man, we'd be screwed.
Be in a good spot.
All you would do is promote Ellie De La Cruz.
Ellie De La Cruz, he would be the number one selling jersy in all of baseball.
You'd be wearing his jersey while you're commissioner. I would.
Every press conference.
Yeah. Are you a Reds fan? No, I'm just an Ellie fan.
Oh, an Ellie fan. Ellie's my guy.
That would be brutal.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Imagine the commissioner walking up with a jersey on. Hey, Ellie, can you sign this real quick for me?
It would be a great
bit.
I would love it. That's how Manfred could clean up his legacy.
Start wearing everyone's jersey. Wear Shohei's jersey. Wear Ellie's jersey. Start Trout, Harper. Just wear them all.
Now, you know what he would do? He would wear he would reveal that he's actually like a basketball fan or something. He would start wearing I don't know, like a Tatum jersey or something like that. I mean, he'd be promoting the wrong sport.
It would help his image on, not being a commissioner for the fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. It would help his image because that's another issue he had. He didn't have a connection with the fans. He was all business. Business. It's all business. You know what I mean? All right, dude.
So, he's got no personality. He's boring. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's nothing to him.
We're ripping this.
I know, as he should though. We should. Yeah. We could. You know what I mean? Hey. So there you go. That's enough ripping of Rodman for one day. We've been talking about him way too much. I don't like this. All right. Let's so pitchers and catchers have reported. So we do have baseball. Yeah, they did.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? A little crack in the bat. We got a little bit of that.
Cracking the bat.
We cleats hitting the ground,
Cleats. Back here. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. What kind of bat is that? The Sixers bat?
Camden River Sharks.
Oh.
Throwback. About that, baby.
Oh, I used to like going
for the fans. I'll try. Hold it. There we go.
Ooh,
throwback. Early 2000s, man. I don't know what year. I got also.
Were you even alive?
Yes, I was alive for why I wouldn't have it. We also got a bat from the 1980s. This is from my mom's. She gave this to me when I was younger.
Phillies.
She got it at the vet. So,
that's sick.
Two bats back here.
Love
Two
that.
bats. Yeah.
Love that. All right. Well, spring training though. I don't know. Let's talk about. So we're here. We are here at start of spring training. I'm excited. I know you're excited too. Give me 3 players, and then I'll give 3 after you go, that you're going to be watching very closely this spring. Some 3 guys you're excited for. You're intrigued. I don't know. Just give me 3 players you're interested in watching this February and March, and why?
All right. So I didn't tell you this before the show on purpose because I wanted to see your reaction and get your reaction to this. There's a bunch of players that are making storylines. I did pick 2 players that I am watching for heading into spring training, heading into next season. But I think the number one storyline we got to talk about that all the players around Major League Baseball have been talking about is the new Major League jerseys that everyone's wearing.
I didn't even think about wearing. Talk about this. What am I
see? I wanted to shock you a little bit when we talked about the storylines and players.
I love it.
And the players have not been fans of these jerseys. Have you seen Fanatics and Nike? They can't stand them. I am on the players' side for this one. It's another thing with Rob Manfred, Nike, Fanatics, Michael Rubin, names. Get the old jerseys back. I'm sick of it. On behalf of the players, we got to get them back because I can barely. I have 20/20 vision. I can barely see anyone's name on the back of their jersey. Ridiculous. I'm on the players' side for this. I'll let you go. My rant is done.
So I actually I don't think they're that bad. I think you're going a little too crazy here.
They stink.
They're not that bad. It's funny. The moment I knew they weren't that bad, I saw I think Aaron Nola's jersey somewhere. I think it was some Philly. I'm pretty sure it was Nola. It's not that bad.
The quality, Francisco. I think Trey Turner had a comment about it.
Same.
If the players are complaining about it, then there's something wrong.
Oh, so you're gonna side with the players just because
I'm sided with the players on that. Because listen. If you look at the jerseys compared to last year and seasons before, and you compare it to what they've got in spring training or what they've put on in spring training, there is a complete difference. It doesn't look as good. Apparently, it's not as comfortable. I'm on the player's side, so that's a storyline I'm looking at. I can't believe you're not on the player's side here. Get them the old jerseys back. Enough with this new crap that they keep.
They go back to the old jerseys, fine. If they stay with these ones, fine. They're fine. They're the same.
I think no, they're not the same. Do you see the lettering? The lettering stinks.
What are you, artist now? What are you?
Yeah.
You are. You're damn right. Okay, fine.
I consider myself an artist in many ways, Francisco. In many ways.
Yeah. They should let you design MLB jerseys.
You're damn right they should. I would make the print much bigger, and they'd be more comfortable too. That's for sure.
That's how you market the stars, the jerseys.
Exactly. And you're selling a crappy product, you're not going to sell any jerseys.
You know what you're going to do? You're going to be commissioner, and you're going to create all these jerseys, and you're going to rep them every press conference. Look at the new jersey. You're going to do a little runway before your press conference.
Be a player's commissioner. That's a player's commissioner right there. That's for the people.
Oh, that's where the sport just goes down the drain. Just like the band I saw last night, Drain.
All right, that's it.
Goodbye.
I'm going to start my campaign for commissioner starting now in 2024 for 2030. Campaign starts now. Earnshaw for commish.
What'd you say about campaign? What'd you say about campaign, the NBA player?
I said I'm campaigning.
Your campaign? All right.
Campaign. That's a go one by you.
Bars. All right.
Back to
no. Let's go 1 for 1 here. Let's go 1 for 1.
All right, 1 for 1.
I get to go. My turn. All right. I'm gonna be 3 players. I know you got a storyline and 2 players. You got creative. I get it. It's good for you. My first player I'm watching for, no surprise. I'll just get it out of the way. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I know you've seen the video of how he's looked so far. He looks nasty. I'm stoked. I want to see him every single pitch. I got my MLB TV subscription for the season, so I'll be able to watch whatever. Nick, if you need something, you can use my membership, whatever.
Appreciate it. I think I used it last year.
I think you did. Look at that. Yeah. So this is how co-hosts help each other.
Right.
So Yamamoto, I'm stoked to see what he's got. There's not much to really I don't need to elaborate too much. Yamamoto comes in with a $300 million contract. I'm excited to see what Ohtani's going to do too, but I'm actually just more excited to see what Yamamoto is going to be in Major League Baseball. And I want to see a little preview of what we're going to get in spring training. I already like the preview of, like I said, that I saw on Twitter the other day. So Yamamoto, 100% my number one, heading into spring training.
I like it. I like that one a lot. I think, he signed a big contract the offseason. He's kind of a little bit of an unknown, right? I think that's a really good one. For me, the first one I'm going to go with, Is going to be in the American League. Kind of a guy who's a little bit under the radar, I guess you could say. Logan O'Hoppe. So he is kind of the next name for the Angels, right? The Angels lose Ohtani. Trout's kind of been in and out, hurt, right? Is he going to be moved on at some point? Who knows? He's kind of the next guy. Came over to the trade from the Phillies a couple of years back. He is now their catcher. They're letting him go since they traded Max Stassi. He is now the starting catcher. He did get hurt. But he did have a really good OPS before he got hurt, 897 over the final month, and then 15 RBIs as well. So listen, this is a kid I'm looking forward to see play. He was one of the top catching prospects in baseball for a while, and now he's really going to get that opportunity to show, hey, is he going to be up there with the Adley Rutschmans, right? Is it these young catchers coming up? Is he going to be up into that level, to that standard? I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to prove. I get it's on the Angels. Angels aren't going to be a very good team, but I think that's a good starting point. You have a guy who's legit behind the dish, Logan O'Hoppe. I want to see that leap this year once he gets that opportunity to start full time. I think it's going to be interesting to watch.
I like that pick a lot, actually. He's somebody I'm definitely watching for. Like you said, before the injury, he was pretty good for LA before he went down. So yeah, I agree with you. Hoppy pick. My second player, someone shouldn't be a surprise to you. Shouldn't really be a surprise to any of our listeners / viewers out there. Jackson Holliday. I guess he's the number one prospect in baseball still.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Number one prospect in baseball still. There's a chance he's going to make the team. So I am really interested to see what he's going to be able to do in camp for the Orioles. And all the interviews that I watch with him, he's very cool, calm, collected, like doesn't seem bothered by this stuff. So I'm interested to see how because he already said he's ready for the big leagues. Of course he's going to say that, but I'm stoked, man. This kid, there's been a lot of hype around this kid for Baltimore. So Jackson Holliday is my numero dos.
Love that pick. We're talking about a kid who's put together, right? I mean, married or engaged as like
married.
He's married, right? Yeah, married, has a gigantic house. I mean, what? Unbelievable.
And he looks like he's 11.
Yeah, dude, he looks young.
Very young. It's funny, and then he has a deep voice too. It's really funny.
It's
looks a lot like his dad, but it's weird.
Yeah, he looks 12.
Yeah.
Like he legitimately looks like he's 12 years old. And he's only 2 years younger than me. He's 21, I think, right?
So, it's a good thing though. It's a good thing to look younger than you are, because the older you get, it's a good thing.
All right. Yeah. Another young player that got hurt last year, O'Neal Cruz for the Pirates. Shortstop.
I love that one.
I'm excited to see what he's got. He hasn't even played 100 games. He goes down, he gets hurt with a fractured tibia last year. And I'm really excited. Like, this is we know the Pirates have been the Pirates forever, right? This is a player you could get excited about if you're a Pirates fan. A really good OPS before he's gotten down. I mean, he hasn't played a full season yet. This is just another kid, kind of similar to the O'Hoppe pick. That, I want to see him. He's an electric type player for the Pirates, another team that's kind of not really expected to do much next year at all as well, just like the Angels. Not going to be probably a good team, especially even in a wide open division like the Central. But O'Neal Cruz, that's a player coming off of injury, young, highly touted, offensively as well. I'm excited to see him. I think that's a player to watch for sure heading with the Pirates, coming off injury. It's these young players, man, that have gotten hurt. You want to see them play so bad. It's another player I'm watching. I think he's going to make an impact for the Pirates going forward, especially on offensively. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I remember when he got hurt last year. It was really unfortunate. It was really early in the season too.
Yep.
So looking forward, I would agree with that, and looking forward for him to get back this year, because he's a freak of nature, just like Ellie is, just like, kind of come from that same cloth. So I would agree with you on O'Neal Cruz. Stick with the same team. I'm gonna stick with somebody that just got drafted this year, number 1 overall, Paul Skeens. I'm excited to see watch his film and see what he's gonna throw in camp. He's not will he make the Pirates? Yeah, I guess.
He got an invite to camp. He has an invite to camp.
So he'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be in camp. I don't know if he'll make the team, but
Right.
he'll be
He's
there.
probably not gonna make the team, but I'm just excited to see what the kids. I mean, we're just talking about spring training, so I'm just excited to see what the kid's gonna look like out the gate in the spring, because I mean that's all people have been talking about as far as the draft went. It was Skeens to the Pirates and everything. So yeah, and so yeah, I'm excited to see what the kid's gonna be able to do at the pro level. And I'm off the bat here a little bit in spring training, his first spring training. So Paul Skeens is my number 3.
Like it, man. That's a good list. So I was my 2 because I had the first one was my.
I know. Your little jersey. Yeah, you think you're gonna throw me off there with Mr. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be commissioner with my jerseys on. I get it.
Campaign Nick. Get on the train now.
Nick.
Get on.
I like it. All right, let's get to this. This is actually more of you. I sent this to you just a couple of hours ago, and FanGraphs Dan Simborski. I forget how to say his name. I apologize, Dan. He's a great writer though. He's been a great writer for FanGraphs and contributor for ESPN. Blah blah blah. He does a lot of good stuff, and he put out his top 100 prospects for the year on FanGraphs. So I want to get 3 names from you, Nick. Give us 3 names from his list. People that are under the radar, not people like Jackson Churio or even any of the other big names on the top prospect list, Andrew Painter or whatever. Give us some names that we can look out for that might surprise some people 2024.
So I got to start. He's near the top of the list, but I don't know if he's really been talked about as much. James Wood. James Wood is a name I'm looking forward to seeing
National
next year.
System, right?
National System, former Blue Rock as well.
Wow.
He came over. We've probably mentioned him on this podcast before. He came over in the Juan Soto deal a couple of years back. It was in the Padres organization back then. Last year, spent a little bit of time with the Blue Rocks in high A, then made the jump to double A. And I think he maybe had a small stint with triple A, but I think he's going to start in double A Harrisburg this year. Then he'll probably get the jump to triple A at some point. This is a guy who has some power. 26 home runs in 2023, 91 RBIs, 8 triples, 28 doubles, 124 hits, 18 stolen bases, 262 average, 353 OBP, 520 slugging, over 800 OPS. So this is a kid I'm looking for in the national system. It's a team that's rebuilding. I'm excited to see what he'll be able to do throughout next season. He'll probably start in double A. I need him to get to triple A. Like, he's got to take that step to get to at least triple A, maybe get the September call up as well next year. Like, that's what I'm looking for outlook wise for James Wood. This is a guy who has power. He can hit in the middle of that lineup, has some speed as well. So this is a player to look out for if you're the Nationals. He's moved way up in the rankings over the past couple of years, especially since coming over from the Padres and the Juan Soto deal. James Wood is a name to watch going forward within the next few seasons. The Nationals might have a stud on their hands in their rebuilding tenure.
Okay. Do you have 2 more?
I got a couple more for you. So another guy who I feel like had so much buzz, right? Actually got up to the major leagues last year. Jason the Martian Dominguez. He got hurt last year. This is a guy I'm very curious about now because he's coming off a big injury. He's going to start in the minors. I don't know if they're going to bring him up. I want to see what Jason Dominguez could do. Is he going to be that same player? Because this is a guy you have to remember was compared to guys like Ken Griffey Jr., was compared to guys like Mike Trout. So I'm looking at Jason Dominguez. What is he going to bring to the table? Because he's already had the big injury early on in his career. He's had all these expectations. Is he going to live up to them? I don't know. That's a guy like you got to watch. I'd assume he'll start in AAA at some point next year or heading into this season. I'm very curious because we've talked about him before. What's his outlook now after the injury? Like, is he going to be the same player? Like, So Jason Dominguez, a guy to watch because he fell down in those rankings from FanGraphs. So that's a player I am looking to watch. Your thoughts on Dominguez?
Yeah, no, I mean, didn't he have a homer in his first at bat?
Yeah, had a homer in his first at bat, and then all of a sudden gets hurt. Yeah,
yeah.
Or his first, at least his first game. I forget. I think it was.
Did he get Tommy John?
Right? I forget. Let me see.
Yeah, so you think he's gonna go right back to the minors at the start? I mean, I guess he would.
I think you have to, right, to just get him back. I just don't know what to expect from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just at this point. It's like he's still in rehab. He's still progressing. Yeah, he's shagging fly balls already, and yeah, so we'll see. He's starting to hit.
Give me one more name.
All right, one more name I got for you is Colby Mayo, Orioles. Okay. Orioles. He's in AAA, 22 years of age. This guy's 6'5", 230, plays the hot corner, third base. Very curious to see what he's going to be able to do. His raw power on FanGraphs, he is ranked 70 out of 70. Colby Mayo is a player to watch in that Orioles system. We talk about the Orioles, the young guns all the time. Colby Mayo is a guy I'm looking for to come up at some point and give the Orioles
in the majors.
That
He'll
power.
be in the majors this year.
I think so. I think he could get there. Yeah, for sure.
Who's playing third for the Orioles this year? Is it? No, it's not Santander. Who's their third baseman? Let me see. Their third baseman is Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar. But where are they going to put Colby?
He's going to come up.
Yeah, but Cole, you could probably move Colby around. You can move Gunnar. So
you want to move Gunnar from third?
Yeah, you could put him where? Short.
I'm sorry, Jordan Westberg. Isn't Jordan Westberg a young guy too?
Another one. Yeah. Dude, they are low.
I'm just looking at FanGraphs roster projections. They have Westberg.
He might not start.
Right.
He might not start, but he might, you know what I mean? That's how loaded they are with young guys.
You just want the young guys for the Orioles to take over. I'm telling you, you're a closet young prospect. I like Orioles fan.
Listen, seeing these guys a lot.
You're not a Phillies fan, you're Orioles fan.
I'm a Philly, come on.
That's a fake hat.
We got that.
That's a virtual hat. That's not even real.
So Colby Mayo. Colby Mayo is a prospect to watch this year. Maybe could get dealt. You never know. Could get dealt in a trade if you know what I mean. He's one of the top
Baltimore
guys.
Wants to go for it.
Baltimore wants to go for it. You move.
Bradish. Bradish is hurt now. Bradish probably gonna be hurt.
That's what I'm saying. You know? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Blake Snell, Orioles.
Oh, could be.
2 former Cy Young Award winners.
Could be.
All right, I like your 3 names. All right, let's close it out.
All right.
We're gonna introduce a new segment. I'm gonna let you kind of. You had the idea for the name, so we're gonna get some anger out. We're gonna get some anger out, Nick. What do you what are we calling this?
So we're calling this segment. Throw your helmet, Francisco. I gotta ask you because we work in sports, we work in media, but there's a lot going on in our lives, a lot going on in the world. Fran, what are you throwing your helmet about this week? What are you mad about? You got to tell me. Let me know.
It's kind of, maybe I'm kind of a spoiled brat because of this. If you don't know me, last couple of years, I've gotten into like heavy metal and like hardcore punk music. Yeah. And I like going to these concerts, where there's not just mosh pits, but you also have these hardcore punk mosh pits, which are different than a mosh pit. I want to paint this picture for you, Nick, and the audience. Regular mosh pit is a push pit, right? Where I know you've been involved in them, where you're just in the pit and you're pushing people. That's fine. Hardcore pits, they're different. They're throwing. Maybe go on my Instagram if you want to look at my latest post. You can see some of these hardcore shows. It's not just a mosh pit. It's a mosh pit where it's basically a dance floor where people can do dance moves. By dance moves, I mean picking up the change where you kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but imagine you're picking up change off the ground, but it's almost like a dance move. And you're moving your feet, you're doing all this stuff, right? Then you could cartwheel, then you could spin kick, and you could stage dive. and you can backflip if you want. A lot of different stuff. You're throwing your hands, kind of. It's a lot of good energy, right? So to paint that picture, right? I went to a concert last night, and maybe some of you out there know this band. There's this pop punk band, Neck Deep, headline this concert. Nick, I don't know if you know the band. Do you know the band?
I don't. Unfortunately,
I
don't.
They're great. They're great. They're popular.
Sure,
they were popular
sure.
5-6 years ago. Still popular. Anyway, so I went to the concert last night, right? Neck Deep, but also the band that was also playing with them, was like opening for them. One of the other 3 bands I was opening was this band called Drain, which was a hardcore punk band. And I saw this band way back in June at the at a small venue in Philadelphia. It held about 200 people. And, it's a show where, like I've described, where people are doing their dance moves in the mosh pit. A lot of crazy ass stuff's going on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the problem with this show that I went to was that this show was there's about 2,000 people there, and there was a lot of people in the mosh pit. So there wasn't enough space for me to do my dance moves because there were so many people in the mosh pit that wanted to do all that stuff, but they didn't have the space to do it because there were so many people. Like there's pop punk kids that aren't really necessarily hardcore kids, the hardcore kids doing all the crazy dance moves, but the pop punk kids are more the kids that are probably doing the push pit stuff, right? So the problem was I didn't have enough space to where I could do my dance moves. And I enjoyed it. It was a good show, but I didn't feel like I got enough out of it that I normally could if I had gone to see a smaller hardcore show. So I was a little upset. I left the venue saying I had a good time, but I didn't necessarily do what I wanted to do when Drain came on. And Drain played a great show. I love Drain. Okay. And Neck Deep played great. And the other 2 bands I saw too were great. But I wasn't able to do my dance moves. I only did a couple of cartwheels. I only did a couple of spin kicks. I tried to throw my hands a few times, but it wasn't enough. I need to be doing it almost the entire time. And it wasn't there. So that's what I'm upset about this week. That I couldn't do my dance moves last night.
So you're throwing your helmet because you couldn't do any dance moves.
Yes.
It's ironic because you hated celebrations after home runs last year. And it's just
what? Wait.
Just ironic. They were like,
oh yeah, the horrible celebrations, right? Yeah, you're right.
Ironic.
Yeah,
it's just ironic. You want to ban dance moves in baseball, but you're not allowed to do your dance moves to ban. You throw a fit.
No. I hated it. Those were whack dance moves. Those were whack ones.
You throw a fit.
It's okay. My helmet about this week. Go ahead.
All right. What am I throwing my helmet about this week? All right. So this week, as you know, Valentine's Day. Right. Hope you had a great Valentine's Day. I gotta say, can we relax? Can we? Social media is just getting out of control. It's getting out of control.
Understatement.
We gotta relax with the stories, the Instagram stories. I saw somebody on TikTok do a bit about this, how so many people like coming out of the woodworks with Valentine's on their Instagram stories, specifically, not on Twitter, not on just posting stuff, not Snapchat, not TikTok, Instagram stories. I saw a video on it and he was so right. He nailed it. I forget who it was, but my goodness, can we relax on the Instagram stories? Is that allowed? Am I allowed to say that on
you
Valentine's
mean in general
Day?
Or just Valentine's Day?
Just comment just on Valentine's Day. Everyone, boom, boom, boom. That's my gripe. All right. So I'm sick.
You noticed it more on Valentine's Day.
Notice it more on Valentine's Day. Coming out of the woodwork. Like, why not do that every day of the year, huh? For your significant other. Why not do it more often? I'm just saying.
Oh, you mean like showing love for their significant other on Instagram stories?
One day. They only do one day. Half these people, I'm like, really? When did that happen?
Coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. On the Instagram stories. Sick of it. I saw a TikTok. The guy hit it spot on. I'm going to find it. I'll send it to you at some point when I find it because the guy hit the nail on the head. And I witnessed it. So I was like, I agree with this guy. Why not do it more often? Post your story more often. If you're going to do the Instagram stories. Like,
yeah,
we're going to one day a year. Social media is something to me.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It's because you sent me something earlier, and you were like, "Oh, I sent this to you," and I didn't know. You know why though? Because I actually deleted Instagram off my phone for a little bit. So
Ah,
I could actually access it through PC here.
yeah,
Um, so I'm actually taking a break from it because I go
good.
on my phone too much. So
Yeah,
I'm
I do
not getting rid
too.
of social media. Obviously, I'm going to stay on social media, but I only have Twitter on my phone right now.
Yeah,
Um,
for work
because
purposes.
yeah, so I can go on Instagram right now, but
Yeah,
you know, I
we're
don't.
streaming on Instagram. How about that?
We are streaming there. So yeah, respect us. I still love you, Instagram. I'm just saying that, you
But
know,
yeah,
sometimes we
it
need
was
breaks.
funny. It was a funny Valentine's Day. See all those stories. Pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, you
Why
probably
not?
noticed it more because you're single.
Yeah, it's probably true. It's probably
You
true.
see things differently when you're single versus when you're in a
Yeah, yeah.
relationship.
Also,
Things,
another note from your gripe while you're throwing your helmet.
yes.
When we were working at the same radio station together, you would come
Mhm.
in and do spin kicks. So you
Oh,
have all the
absolutely.
time. You have all the time in the world at work and in your free time to do your spin kicks. So
Y-
you need to
No,
calm
no,
it
no,
down,
no, no, no.
simmer.
You know why it's different? It's different when you get to see these bands that you like live in person,
Okay.
and it's a different type of connection because you know
All
these bands want
right.
you to do that. They
All
want you to
right.
be a part of the show. You don't like being a part of the show. You just want to watch. You just want to sit there and watch the guys sing or rap or play their instruments. I'm not there to do that, man.
I
I'm there to
enjoy
be a
it.
part of the show.
I
Yeah, I
enjoy
get it.
it.
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
enjoy it.
I
I'm there to
I like
enjoy
the
this. I dance. I dance. I do the fist
Oh
bump.
yeah, you do your little whoop de whoop de whoop. Yeah, good for you, bro. Listen, man, it's
Uh,
different. It's different when it's just
all
different.
right. That's what we're throwing our
Anyways,
helmet. That's what we're throwing our helmets at this week.
yes,
All right.
that was a good that was good because it was good to get that out.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. So
All right.
episode 44 of the shift ends with some anger let out. We let out actually a lot of anger today.
A
Rob
lot of
Manfred,
anger.
very angry. You let out your anger about jerseys, which are fine, but you want to go be Mr. Jersey Commissioner, go ahead. You can just be the Jersey Commish because you're from Jersey and you like jerseys.
I think
So go be
next
the Jersey Commish.
today was the soft launch of my commissioner campaign. I think next week's going to
Mhm.
be hard launch. I will be dressed for the occasion. All right.
Okay. Can I wear a jersey too or no?
You can do whatever you want if you're showing support
So
for the campaign. Yeah.
I'll
Or if you
pull
want to
out the
protest.
Randy Johnson jersey. I'll
Yeah,
pull
you're
out the
going to
Randy
protest that
Johnson.
way.
I'll pull out the Randy Johnson, baby. I almost wore it the other night. The infamous Randy Johnson jersey.
Unbelievable.
The things I'm
Unbelievable.
known for, Nick. The things I'm known for. Yes.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, that is going to do it today for episode 44 of the shift. We'll have more stuff coming soon.
Yes.
We're getting closer to baseball season, so we're working on some stuff here. But we always want to hear from you guys out there, listeners, viewers. We always appreciate you. Always want to hear your ideas, what you think we can, add to the show. We just added a new segment today that was not baseball related. Hey, give us some stuff that we want us to hear us do that's not baseball related as well. We would love to hear your ideas because we're always coming up with ideas over here. But we want to cater to you guys. Of course, that's the number one thing. So, all right, Nick, take us out.
All right, because you couldn't do a transition today. You couldn't
Oh,
close.
I can't do that.
I'll close it out for Francisco Rojas, for Nicholas Earnshaw. It's the shift. We'll see you next time. Peace.